Today our session will be focused on how to create a structure for scientifically research-based intervention. We have some learning targets here and to frame our time, and the first would be to gain an understanding of the SRBI process, to learn more about the role of universal screeners, to talk in detail about progress monitoring tools, and to discuss some of the instructional resources that are available. Just to ground our time together relative to SRBI and key understandings, we wanted to relate the findings to the research so that we can norm our understanding about what these practices mean. So today we're going to highlight a couple of the key components. First of all, SRBI specifically relates to high quality instruction and interventions. SRBI is an acronym. As we know, we have many in the educational realm, which means scientific research-based interventions. It was adopted by the Connecticut State Department of Education in August of 2008, which was known as the Framework for Response to Intervention, which is synonymous with the term RTI. SRBI is the practice of providing high-quality instruction and interventions matched to student needs, monitoring progress frequently to make decisions about changes in instruction or goals, and applying data to inform educational decisions. It's intended to close the gap in learning by providing students with appropriate instruction to meet their needs. And the purpose of SRBI is to ensure that all students learn and acquire the behavioral and academic competencies that they will need to be successful in school and in society. You can find this in our district handbook on page 4. Just to give you kind of a general broad overview as to what the roles and responsibilities entail for having a structure of SRBI in a school setting, we wanted to talk about the roles of the administration, the classroom teacher, the instructional coach, and the student assistant team, which is also known as SAT. Administration has a key role in the structure of SRBI. They need to ensure that the curricular and methodologies are evidence-based. They need to support explicit systemic standard-based instruction to be delivered with fidelity. They also need to have a good handle on the differentiated instruction that needs to occur for all students, which would include our English language learners, special ed students, gifted and talented, etc. They also need to ensure that the progress monitoring and data analysis is occurring on a regular basis so that they can verify that students are responding to the core instruction and intervention instruction. They want to ensure that staff is resourced with what appropriately needs to be resourced, and also support and secure professional development for SRBI and the instructional coaches at the school level. The classroom teacher and their role is specific to implementing the core reading, math, and behavior management programs. They're the ones that deliver explicit, systemic, and differentiated and sheltered content instruction with fidelity and appropriate targeted intervention instruction and strategies. They need to differentiate assessments for students based on progress monitoring, and also monitor student learning using formative assessments and curriculum-based measures. They develop and implement a student intervention plan for students when needed, and they communicate student growth to parents and students. Now, if you have an instructional coach or a resource coach, much of the time they will provide support to teachers in the following areas. This includes the selection of which targeted research-based interventions and materials are appropriate, and help with the development of intervention plans for students. They should also be able to support, review, and analyze progress monitoring data. They need to be sure that documentation is taking place of the interventions, and they also need to stay abreast with new updates of state and district expectations. They should be able to affirm what approved programs there are with SRBI and also provide professional development. And then the student assistant team also plays a key role. They review and revise the SAT plan. They provide teachers with support in selecting those appropriate research-based interventions as we have shared prior. And they also do provide teachers with support in the communication of parents. I hope today that you have a better understanding of what SRBI and the structure looks like. And I thank you for your time and look forward to learning with you as we launch our professional learning community.